The jade plant is a beautiful plant that is incredibly tough. They are adapted to survive animal abuse, and knowing how to tend to your jade plant is important. Causes of the jade plant: stem breaking. A jade plant broken trunk can become somewhat of a hassle if not attended to promptly. The most notable ones are underwatering or overwatering your jade plant, soil that has poor drainage capabilities, and the excessive use of fertilizers, amongst others. Other reasons include the plant being top-heavy, too much or too little sunlight, and extreme temperature changes that can cause it to fall over and break. Rooting large jade cutting. Jade plant rooting steps. 1. Cutting. To cut off a healthy jade plant stem for rooting purposes, it is advisable to use garden pruners or a sharp knife that has been sterilized. 2. Allow for callousing. Callousing is the act of allowing your cutting to air dry over a few days to eventually form a scab. The scab will protect the cutting when it is submerged in water and avoid rot. 3. Rooting. After your jade plant cutting has calloused, you should have your water vessel ready. You can now put your cutting in water to allow for rooting. 4. Location. It is highly recommended that you place your submerged plant in a bright location for the best results. How to grow a jade plant into a tree. Here are a few useful tips to grow your jade plant into a beautiful tree. Plant pot. Pick the right-sized plant pot. A pot that is about 8 to 14 inches would be ideal for an established plant to develop into a tree. Trunk training. This includes getting rid of any side stems and only keeping the main one that will eventually serve as the tree trunk. Sunlight. Allowing it an equal amount of light by rotating the planter would be beneficial in its development. Ensure that sunlight exposure is received from the top as the plant grows towards the heat source and enhances in length. If sunlight is received from the sides of the jade plant, then it will increase in width rather than length. Fertilizer. It is best to fertilize your jade plant tree every 2 to 4 weeks. This should be done during the growing season using a balanced liquid fertilizer. How to make a jade plant thicker. Tips. Pruning jade plants above their leaf scar, which is a brown ring located around the stem, will allow them to grow back thicker. Pinching the stem ends to remove the growing tips is also great for your jade plant to have a fuller look. Jade plants flourish in daytime temperatures between 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit and night temperatures of about 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. To achieve a fuller-looking plant, at least 4 hours of full sun daily is recommended. Jade plants need soil that is well draining to grow their best. Using a plant container with drainage holes is necessary. In the spring and summer months, watering your jade plant often is recommended to maintain soil moisture. During the winter season, you should allow the soil to dry out completely before re-watering. The plant leaves should never be directly watered, as only the soil should be fed. This will allow the plant to naturally produce thicker foliage. Water-soluble fertilizers are best in this case and should be used quarterly for a thick, lush jade plant. What is photosynthesis? Crassulacean acid metabolism. Photosynthesis is a rather crafty adaptation some succulent plants use to survive in very harsh environments. Normal non-CAM plants absorb sunlight, which drives photosynthesis, using solar energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose, the energy molecule. To photosynthesize, plants need to have their stomatal pores open so that carbon dioxide from the atmosphere can diffuse into the leaves. How to grow a jade plant from a cutting. Leave a broken branch on a windowsill for a week. This helps the break harden off. It will turn into a white callus. Then, put it in a pot using formulated succulent soil. The cutting will root in a few months and the plant will start growing. Do not water it very much. Make the soil damp once a week, or even less. These plants grow in a vegetation type known as a subtropical thicket. This ecosystem is drought adapted and these plants have a CAM photosynthetic cycle. If you understand this and how it works, you will then find it easy to care for your plant. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.